Welcome to another beautiful day. It is the Friday edition of TalkSport on Global Television. My name is Ramsey Enoch. And of course, today is that day that a lot of people have been waiting for. What's happening in the world of sport? Are you aware that the weekend is here and some games will be going down? We'll talk about those games on the show. But welcome to another beautiful weekend right here. It is the Friday edition. Well, my weekend starts from Friday, so don't be surprised if I say welcome to the weekend edition. My weekend actually starts from Friday because you know how it feels when the games will be coming from Germany, from Spain, from Italy, and all over the place. Europe, not to be left out, England, my God. But then, let's quickly bring you to speed with the happenings from the world of sport this morning. Where am I getting started from? The FIBA Under 18 Afro Basketball Championship happening in South Africa has been very, very fantastic. And we will walk you through what is happening right there and add our voice to the conversation. And my name is Ramsey Enoch. And joining me on TalkSport this morning is Odi Samuel. Good morning, Samuel.
Good morning, Mr. Ramsey. It's always great to be on Talk Sports as we extray and digest every angle of sports locally, internationally, and different segments of sports. So it's just exciting to always talk sports.
It's good to have you. Let's get straight to what is happening from the Afro Basketball Championship in South Africa. And as a matter of fact, some basketball fans in Lagos have actually commended the Nigerian under 18 female basketball team, the J Tigers, for their superlative, I call it superlative performance at the ongoing Afro Basketball Championship in South Africa. As I speak with you, J Tigers beat Egypt 66-51 to actually book their semi-final ticket, and of course would play Uganda for a place in the final, which will guarantee, I call it guarantee, is going to guarantee an automatic ticket to the FIBA Under 18 World Cup Championship scheduled to be held in Switzerland. Nigeria's junior D Tigers are not also left out, but then let's talk about the D Tigers, the junior D Tigers. What do you think the performance coming this far? Because a lot of people are not even aware that these girls can go this far, but then coming to this level, fans are, in fact, if you get on social media, you see the reaction coming from fans, how they feel about the whole situation. Now, let's talk about it.
Looking at that, the Tigers and all of and the Tigers, basketball is something that is very, very, that is getting more ground on a daily basis in Nigeria. And then looking at the performance from this junior side, and then looking at the senior side and the performance that the level that they got to in the Olympics, on the just concluded Olympics, our Nigerian coach was able to win the best coach, despite the fact that the Tigers did not win the championship. That means there's a lot of things happening very, very good in the Tigers team. Then looking at the Tigers now, that's the junior side, they are also doing amazingly well, looking at the results that we are seeing from them. And all through the game, they have been on a winning streak. They've not lost one game, even despite the fact that they were merged in the same group with like giants of playing basketball in other African continents. So they've not for once, slacked or not delivered. They've been delivering since inception of the competition. So I'm not surprised that they've gotten to this level. But looking at the male side now, despite the fact that they didn't get to qualify for the Olympics, and then the junior side also are trying to play out in the under 18, but sadly they lost out to Mali just yesterday night, and then it's just sad for the fact that they lost at 81 to 70 points. So it's just so much that is happening, and then the more basketball is revolving, the more we are seeing all of these athletes coming up and then getting the whole support that they need from the Nigerian Basketball Federation and the Ministry of Sport. Definitely will be smiling all through, and looking at the performances so far, they are doing very well.
Looking at the performances so far, it means they are doing very well as it is right now. Let's quickly talk about the Nigerian Junior D Tigers. They have also hit the end of the road at the ongoing FIBA Under 18 Afro Basketball Championship in South Africa, following an 81-70 defeat to Mali inside the University of Pretoria's Rembrandt Hall on Thursday. As it is, that was yesterday. The joint record winners with 6 titles will not be adding to their laurels this time around, as they fell to the West African neighbors who continue to maintain their perfect record in the competition with 4 wins in as many games as possible. Nigeria actually started the game on the front foot with a 23-19 lead after the first quarter. However, Mali soon responded, winning the second quarter 21-15 to enter the halftime break with a 2-point lead. Then coming to the third quarter, it was a very fantastic moment which was also filled with a lot of turnover from both sides, and it was fueled by a great defensive display which went to the Junior D Tigers with a 15-14 score, setting the one for a very nerve-wracking fourth quarter. As I speak with you, the Malians are just seem better on the day, and their inspired form actually ensured that they took the game with a dominant fourth quarter display, which saw them take the round 27-17. That was massive for me, and they put the game to bed. That was how it actually went. But then, how would you rate the Nigerian side in the competition? Because it's not easy. The first place, looking at the performance, even though the performance was fluctuating until their opponent finally won. What do you think must have played out? Because it is one thing to come into the game with enthusiasm, the whole push, the whole power, the whole A game, and something has happened. But it is a game. There must be a winner, irrespective of how good the both teams are. Odi, what do you think?
Now basketball now have, like, in a game you can use up to like 15 to 20 or 30 formations depending on how your opponents come at you. So the disadvantage the Tigers have is the fact that Malians have more size than the Nigerian side. So size now capitalized. Looking at that, the Nigerians, they're very more comfortable shooting from outside. So they decided to just play from outside, that's from the 3-point line. And then when it comes for defense, they played zone, meaning they didn't come out because the Malian side are very tall, and then they just scored most of their points rather inside the paint. That is scoring 2 points basically. Then the Nigerian side, now they're on the attack, on the offense, they shoot from outside. Most of the time, the shots weren't dropping in from the second quarter. I don't know what happened. The shots were not dropping in because I watched the game, and then we did not have offensive rebounds, meaning the Malians were just catching all the rebounds, both on the offensive side and then on the defensive side. So with that now, Nigerians really struggle to be able to even get these points that they got in the second and third and fourth quarter. But the Malians, from the second, third and fourth quarter, they obviously came out with the intention to win the game. They played defensively. They stopped playing zone. They started playing man. So now everybody was picking one man, and then it takes a high level of skill for you to be able to create chance and then create opening for yourself. But the Tigers now, they just stayed back and then played zone without playing man. They are all young. If they had played man, probably we would have seen a different result. But for the fact that they stayed and played zone defense, that didn't really, the coach should have switched it up immediately.
He would have switched it up to man instead
Then
of
playing man on man would have been better, because that was the same thing. They were playing the Tigers. They were picking each man. You were just 10 men on the court. So 5, look for someone you hold. You look for someone you hold. Just hold someone. So that was what happened. And then size again and strength. So the moment they get inside the paint, they bully our Nigerian smaller guys and then score. So that's just what happened. That was how we lost. But still, despite the challenge, it was just a 9-point difference. That means it showed that the Nigerian side also put up a good fight, but the Malian side just had the night.
They put up a good fight, but then their fighter wasn't able to get them ahead of their Malian counterparts as well as it is right now. Next time, maybe we can try man on man. But then what about, okay, maybe they should just go and gym and become
eat more beans,
eat more food and get very big. Well, sometimes it's all about the tactics and not the size. But then when it comes to basketball, you can't take size away. All right, let's quickly move to the fixtures for the weekend. The weekend is right here, and one of the things a lot of people look out for every weekend. Somebody told me, say, hey, come on, I've mixed the Premier League, I've mixed the La Liga, I've mixed a whole lot from the water sport. That excitement, that argument, and that disappointment that comes with the game is one thing that a lot of Nigerians and fans actually look forward to every weekend when these games are coming on. Let's quickly look at Saturday. We'll begin from the EPL fixtures. I'm actually going to be concentrating on the EPL fixtures for today. Then we'll also look at other matches from the Bundesliga and actually from the La Liga too, and wherever time can actually take us. Let's begin from Saturday. Oh my God. Southampton versus Manchester United. Would they be able to chest the ball? Manchester United, well, a lot of people have said so many things about Manchester United. Some person actually try as much as possible to make sure they talk Manchester United down. But then Manchester United said, well, just watch for us. Watch out for us. We are coming. Watch out for us. We are coming. All right, let's quickly look at the Southampton versus Manchester United on Saturday. Any match, this is an early match. 12:30. Any match that is separated, you know how it means. When a match is being separated from the other matches, it's a big match of the day. So Southampton versus Manchester United. What would you have to say about this game, Odi?
Well, it's an opening match, and I'll give respect to Manchester United, not just for anything technically, because obviously it's Manchester United, and we all know that Manchester United are rebuilding. And I'm not certain, I don't have so much faith in them that they are going to win, even though they'll be playing away from home. And I know a lot of persons will come for an attack immediately after this statement. But the thing is, the match being an opening match, you're expected to see something very interesting. That's why it's an almost opening match, because a lot of persons have not watched football in like a week now. And for some married persons, your husbands will not be at home this weekend, so they are not cheating, they're actually watching football. So looking at that now, Manchester United...
Carry your wife. Carry your wife. See, I was telling someone, I said, if your husband is supporting any team, automatically, you are a supporter of that team.
Yes.
Just go with him. But then, because some of them wouldn't even want to watch at home because the excitement, that shout, hey, see what they do me, see what he do me. Sometimes the way they personalize it, that's it for me.
So that's just it. So, but looking at Manchester United, forget the fact that I'm not a Manchester United fan. I think they should win Southampton. But Southampton now, they are stubborn. They've always have a way around, holding Manchester to a draw. Or just maybe...
They are spoilers.
They are spoilers, yes. That's just what they are. Just holding Manchester United to a draw. And Manchester United always suffer. But now let's see what Van Nistelrooy has been able to do with the attacking line. Because from the previous matches we watched with Manchester against other teams, they had issue in the attacking line. So Van Nistelrooy now, let's see what he has done, given the fact that he's the coach, handling the attacking line. And then Erik ten Hag now, let's see what, formation and strategy he's going to bring to be able to, crack these guys.
Talking about Henry Ten Hag now, as it is, there was a clamor. Some person thought he was going to go, looking at the performance of Manchester United. But as it is right now, Henry Ten Hag is going to be staying back because the CEO say they want him. And of course, looking at that, I think he's going to be coming all out for this game, at least to prove a point after the CEO saying they want him to stay. But then Southampton are not always, they are not just coming to play, and they are playing at home, and the home advantage maybe playing out. So moving away from there, Britain and Ipswich, 3 p.m. is that game. Then we look at Crystal Palace versus Leicester City. That game is 3 p.m. too. Then Fulham versus West Ham United, 3 p.m. Then Liverpool versus Nottingham Forest, 3 p.m. And as a matter of fact, we're also looking at another game again. That is Manchester City versus Brentford. That game is also 3 p.m. The other game, I'm going to talk about that when we finish talking about the 3 p.m. game. These 3 p.m. games, a lot of these games will be played at the same time, simultaneously. If you must watch any of this game or drop anything for this game, which of this game will you really say, Kai, this one, even if not to go get money from anywhere to recharge or make payment, I will do to watch this match? Then you tell us why.
Okay, let's talk before we get into anyone that I want to maybe pay for a bottle of drink for somewhere and watch. I'll get to that. But looking at Erik Ten Hag now and the CEO wanting him to remain, I'm among those that want him to stay in Manchester United. Why? Because I think he's a good coach. And then he proved it when he defeated Manchester City for the FA Cup finals. So I think that was what gave the Enos and then the CEO of Manchester United to just, give him another chance. So I think the man is a great coach, but I think his players need to decide to start playing for him. And then get the act. So the match that I would like to watch is actually going to be Liverpool versus Nottingham Forest, because I know Manchester City obviously are going to win their match. Liverpool too.
Are you just writing Brentford away? You're just writing them off?
Liverpool, Manchester City will win their match straight up. Like there's not even up for a conversation, because for those that's those.
Brentford won't try anything at all.
Brentford might score a goal, maybe if there was an error. An error happens. But for them to clean that zero from that, I don't think it's possible, because Manchester City are actually playing from home. And we all know who Guardiola is. Guardiola doesn't play with you that we are just coming back or the season is just starting or something. Guardiola always goes for the kill. And we know the kind of person Haaland is. He smells blood whenever he's on the pitch. He just goes for goal every time. Then having midfielders like the brother that gives him bread and butter kind of passes, come on now, and his size, someone that drinks fresh milk on a daily for fitness. So every defender, are you doing an advert right now that fresh milk will make you? So all defenders see Haaland as a threat, and me personally, I think Haaland is a cheat. He's just too strong, and then he's just too good. So I'm not even having a conversation about that. But for Liverpool, Nottingham Forest somehow, always make it difficult for them to win. And where I'm expecting to see a whole lot of competition this period, because most of this small team, imagine Brentford now is among the top 3 in Bedford, rather. It's among Brighton, is among the top 3 of the Premier League that just started. And then all these teams that want to continue with that firepower, so they will also contend for the EPL before the season goes really, really deep.
All right, before the season goes really, really deep. So that's the only game for you. Is there any other game you want to talk about? What about Crystal Palace and Leicester City?
Yeah.
Who are you giving it to?
It's going to be a tight one. Crystal Palace have been in the Premier League, and then Leicester City coming back now. They'll want to make a statement, given the fact that they were one-time champions before they now were relegated to go back to the championship. So now them coming back now, and we're looking at Wilfred Ndidi now that also plays there. I think coming back from that draw and then the win that he secured in Uyo, I think he's going to come out with more enthusiasm and more firepower to be able to play well. So I'm looking at Leicester City now to be able to make a statement, even not winning away from home, but probably getting a draw.
All right, probably getting a draw, even if you're not winning away from home. Those are the matches that will be played at 3 p.m. Then there's one other match that will be played at 5:30. That's the match between Aston Villa and Everton. A lot of people are making statements, all right, saying maybe Everton will want to prove a point, but Aston Villa is not a team to just write off like that. And as a matter of fact, their performance in recent time, and more so that they will be hosting Everton. That game is actually separated from the other games, and it's going to be coming up at 5:30 on Saturday. That's tomorrow. What are you thinking about this game? Who is going to win?
Looking at the head-to-head against Aston Villa and Everton, Everton has not, like, from last season, they've not really started proving themselves. They've not been winning a lot of matches. Even starting from this season, they struggle to get a draw or they lose. Now, Aston Villa now have been on a rise. Looking at the head-to-head now, I think Aston Villa is at 65%, while Everton is struggling at 45%. So the advantage now, it's more head-to-head now, is looking as if Aston Villa is going to win the match. But now, I wouldn't be surprised if I see a shocker, because I'm expecting to see both of them score each other in the first half, and then now battle for who is going to win the game in the second half. Because Everton, we all know they are a very, very good side and strong side, but I don't know the fact that they had a change of coach and then let go of some players, the new ones that are on board now, are still trying to understand the system. So if that happens, and then with the fact that they've been on break and then training separately, I think coming back together now, they should have figured it out, and then, probably getting a win or a draw away from home is another momentum for them to advance to the next stage.
All right, advance to the next stage. Someone made a statement concerning Chelsea, saying Chelsea is their wife. They can handle Chelsea anyhow they want to. I don't want to call the name of the club because I know what it means. But then looking at the pedigree of Chelsea, Chelsea will be going to play with Bournemouth tomorrow, and as a matter of fact, that game is 8 p.m. Also separated from other matches, meaning it's a big game. And someone made a statement that no matter what Chelsea do this season, they cannot make it to the Champions League.
Well, that's all what hit up. Like they say, potato always potato. So Chelsea now, like, they placed it as the last match because, when a big star is on scene, they don't call you out first, they call you out later. Just like Manchester United now, they are starting first because, we all know Manchester United have nothing very good to offer.
But Manchester United say Chelsea is their wife. Is it true?
How true is that? Let's check the records. It's not even possible. So when Chelsea is talking, Manchester United should, like, just, look for a chicken that will just cover them because, they are Old Trafford, but yes, they are Old Trafford, so they are old. Let's just leave them in the old stage where they are. But looking at Chelsea's game against Bournemouth, Chelsea is definitely going to win that match away from home because now everything is in place. Players are in the right sense of mind. And yes, I'm a Chelsea fan. Obviously, I wouldn't see anything less than a very, very good performance because mindset is ready, the team spirit is high, and then going away from home to win is definitely what is going to happen.
All right, going away to play is what's going to happen. Then Tottenham Hotspur and Arsenal is one game that people have been talking about, looking at the injury, in Arsenal, the injury in Arsenal, because a lot of people are saying, well, without that guy, Arsenal is going to find it very, very difficult. So, and they are playing with Tottenham Hotspur. What do you think of that game? That game is going to be coming up 2 p.m. on Sunday. That's after service. You just come back home, just take something chill, and you just sit in front of the television and watch how that game is going to go. So, will Arsenal fans be disappointed on Sunday? Or Tottenham will be surprisingly humiliated?
Looking at Arsenal now, a lot of persons I've been looking forward to. Even me, I'm looking forward to when Arsenal would come out and then win, the EPL, because it's either they finish at top 4 or they get close to the third or second stage. So now they are coming out, they've gotten a few players, a few strikers, a few defenders that are very, very good. And then they are expecting to see an upset. Looking at Tottenham now, Tottenham have not, since previous season and this season, they've not been on it totally, but we don't know what they are going to offer. We are hoping to see something very, very good, like them performing at the Tottenham Hotspur that we know, given the fact when Pochettino was still their coach. You know, they were almost going head to head with Manchester United. Manchester United at the time when Manchester United was still was on fire. Manchester City, Liverpool, and even the likes of Chelsea. So Arsenal now, with the current form that they have, despite the injury worries that they are facing, I feel they are still going to be able to like make impact and then win the game away from home.
All right, win the game away from home.
I think I'm seeing a 2-1 victory for Arsenal.
A 2-1 in favor of Arsenal.
In favor of
All right,
Arsenal.
2-1 in favor of Arsenal coming from Samuel. All right, let's quickly look at Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Newcastle United. That game is also going to be 4:30 p.m. Then from there, we just look at a few games from Spain. Then we will go and maybe take something chill. He said milk. I don't know what we're taking before we return. But then, looking at this game, what do you think?
Well, Newcastle have always been they are good. They have a very good striker. They have a very good coaching system. Their defense and attack line, I think they're all in synergy. But I think this is one of the whereas they just get poached into the Premier League from the Championship. One of the teams that got poached into the Premier League with from the Championship with Leicester City. So I think this should be a walk in the park, almost a walk in the park for Newcastle.
A walk in the park for Newcastle. Almost a walk in the park for Newcastle. Let's quickly move away from there and go to Spain and see what will happen from the Spanish La Liga on Saturday. Spanish La Liga is going to be hitting your screen on Saturday when Getafe will be traveling and they will be hosted by Sevilla. And of course, that game is 5:30 p.m. Then Real Sociedad versus Real Madrid. These are two great games. As a matter of fact, a lot of expectations are coming for Kylian Mbappe. A lot of people said we've not really seen the best of Kylian Mbappe yet, but then his best is yet to come. And he's very ready. You remember what happened from France. A lot of people were looking forward to him in France, looking at the Nations League. But then that's by the way. Now he said, you don't have to judge me based on my current performance. And a lot of people are looking forward to him because so many persons are saying, well, finally Real Madrid have gotten a replacement for Cristiano Ronaldo, even though he is not up to the pedigree of Ronaldo yet. He is a work in progress. Looking at that game between Real Sociedad and Real Madrid, 8 p.m. on Saturday.
Should I just say straight win for Real Madrid?
The two Real Sociedad, Real Madrid.
Let's just say straight win for Real Madrid.
They want to prove a point, probably.
Yeah, so looking at Mbappe has not found his space. He has not understood the way Real Madrid play. He's struggling to prove himself. He's really, really struggling to prove himself. But I think it's going to come to him naturally, given the fact that he's a world-class player and a very good world-class attacker. But the fact is, the moment he has that chemistry, the kind of chemistry Rodrigo and Vinicius Jr. have, the moment he have that kind of chemistry with the two of them, then that attack line is going to be a problem. Jude Bellingham also needs to, has more work that he needs to do at this point because he starts now. Modric always comes in the second half. So Jude Bellingham needs to also start creating passes, start playing that role that Toni Kroos was playing when he was in Real Madrid. I think he needs to level up to that standard because most of the time, the Real Madrid we are seeing now, despite the fact they are winning games and then they are securing draws, but there are some kind of matches that they tend to win without stress. Real Madrid now find it hard to win games without dragging. Most of the times, Real Madrid put games before now they put games asleep in the first half, giving you a 2 or 3-0 lead before they even get to the second half.
You get discouraged.
You just get discouraged and just let me keep running and playing until the 90 minutes. But now they are beginning to find it difficult because Toni Kroos is no longer there. Modric now is just giving way because we're expecting him to hear when he's going to retire soon. So looking at all of those angles now, I think the ones that are available, Jude Bellingham and the rest of them need to step up and then start creating those killer passes and not just leaving the job alone for Rodrigo and then Vinicius Jr. to always carry the ball from the either right or left flank. They need to start pushing the ball from the middle as well, so as to create room for Mbappe to, be able to like prove to the world that yes, he's still a world-class player and he can fit in the shoe of his mentor, Cristiano Ronaldo.
All right, that he can fix into the show of his mentor, Cristiano Ronaldo. Let's quickly talk about some of the games are coming from Spain still on Sunday, as Girona will be hosting Barcelona. 3:15 p.m. is the time of that game. Then Atletico Madrid versus Valencia. 8 p.m. Las Palmas will be hosting Atletico Club. 5:30 p.m. is the time for that game. What would you have to say concerning these games? Girona, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid versus Valencia, Las Palmas, and Atletico Club.
Atletico Madrid, I think they are also they are great.
Atletico Club.
Atletico Club. They are there. They have Rodrigo, who is their coach and very great guy. Even if he's on the sideline coaching, he always looks as if he's playing the match with his guys on the pitch. So we're expecting to see them, perform well, despite the fact they've not won the La Liga in a while. But now I think they are all gunning for that. And then their first 2 season matches have been a win for them. So I think they are going to continue with that momentum. Barcelona also have started the season off with 2 wins straight, so I think they're all in the right sense, and these other teams as well, they will try to redeem themselves that they're playing against. So I'm hoping to see an interesting match-filled weekend.
All right, match-filled weekend, an interesting match-filled weekend with the excitement, the disappointment, the entertainment, the intrigues, and you can't take that away. So whatever you want to do it cautiously with your sense. If you like, you can just take something very cool, very chill, so that you can watch the games. Then when we return on Monday, we'll bring you the result of the matches. But then when I return again, I'll be taking you through some news about some sporting activities across the globe. Don't go anywhere. The Talk Sport will return after this break. Welcome back from that break. It is still Talk Sport live on your screen right now. My name is Ramsey, and of course, let me take you through some of the things happening from the world of sport. Beginning from St. Boss Martin. Martin, of course, said he's not worried at all by criticism after losing first 3 games. 1, 2, 3 games, he lost those games, and he has come out to say, well, critics, you can do whatever you want to do, you can say whatever you want to say, I am not bothered about it. Why is he saying this? Let me take you through the story why Southampton manager Russell Martin has said this, and he came out to say he did not feel any pressure at all following a criticism of his side's performance after starting with 3 Premier League losses, having endured something similar when he took over at the club last year. Martin took the Saints job after they were relegated from the top flight in 2023 and did not have the ideal start when they lost 4 games in a row early in the championship season. However, Southampton turned things around to finish in the playoff spot before beating Leeds United in the second tier playoff final at Wembley in May to win the promotion. And according to what he said it is the job. I don't enjoy it. It is not a problem. Whatever happened, it doesn't overwhelm me one bit. That is Martin talking about the criticism coming on his way. And now a lot of people are saying, hey, why will he make that kind of statement instead of feeling remorse? But then he knows what he's doing. Some people said this is a game. You don't expect him to win every game. Then sometimes when you take over in a club, some things happen. You just need to, like, first of all, balance, settle down. Like we're talking about Kylian Mbappe just now. Kylian Mbappe just came into Real Madrid, and like Samuel was saying, he needs to settle down, of course, to know what he is supposed to do. All right, as a matter of fact, we may be having Anthony Momodu joining us via Zoom as we proceed. But if the network or whatever the situation is, I will let you know if the network allows him to do that. But he is on the standby. But then we are having some technical issues from his end because he's actually on the feed. But whichever way it goes, I'll let you know. The most important thing is to just bring you to speed with what is happening from the world of sport. And that's the reason Ramsey is right here. Let's quickly talk about Yamal, who wants to become Barcelona's legend. My God, what a dream, what an aspiration. I'm talking about the Spain teenager, a prodigy, Lamine Yamal, who said this yesterday in a televised interview that he hopes he never leaves Barcelona because he wants to be a legend at Barcelona. You know, when you talk about Barcelona, when you talk about Real Madrid, these are clubs that you can't just push aside when it comes to football. And as a matter of fact, people playing in Barcelona, you know, Barcelona have produced a lot of great time players. Well, Lionel Messi is still on board and a host of others. And yeah, right now, Yamal made his Barcelona debut at the age of 15 in April 2023. And of course, he burst into the limelight last season, becoming a key player for the Catalan Giants. And what he said that amazed people is the fact that he said he hoped he never leave Barcelona. He wants to stay in Barcelona, spend time in Barcelona, get used to the club, and we want to become a Barcelona legend. And of course, he is now 17-year-old, and he replied in a hit show, according to what he said on the Spanish private television. The winger who turned 17 in July played a key role for his country as Spain triumphed at the Euro 2024. All of us know how he was so instrumental in that competition, and up till now his form is still intact. But as it is, he is saying, well, now I am 17, I don't want to stop at 17. I want to continue being a legend. As a matter of fact, a legend in Barcelona, and he triumphed at the 2024 Euro Games for a record of 4 times, becoming the youngest ever footballer to play and score in the competition's history. And as I speak with you, at Barcelona, he is the most exciting youth academy player which have ever emerge, and he has earned a comparison with another person, talking about La Masia, who a graduate of Lionel Messi, also graduated from the same place where he graduated from and started playing in Barcelona. All right, quickly, let's move away from there and begin to talk about the injury situation in Arsenal and looking at their game that they are going to play today. While we're talking about Arsenal, we talked about the injury crisis, because one of the things that actually make up clubs not to perform very well is the injury crisis. And we can't forget in a hurry that Arsenal is facing a lot of injury crisis, and coach Perez actually have said something about it. Despite the injury to some key players, Arsenal legend talking about Robert Perez has actually tipped the Gunners to overcome Tottenham in Sunday's London derby, meaning he differ in opinion with Samuel Odi, who was with me earlier. And as a matter of fact, Samuel Odi said, well, Tottenham will take the day, but then he said he wants Arsenal to win, as a matter of fact. But then what will happen? It is a game. And of course, Robert, a legend, is actually coming to talk about the fact that he is also supporting Arsenal. I think a lot of people are supporting Arsenal out of pity right now because of the situation in Arsenal. Remember, Arsenal have always been escorting people to the door, but they never get into the building, and that's what has been their situation. And looking at the injury crisis in Arsenal right now, a lot of people are giving them thumbs up so that they can win the game. The Gunners are set to be without captain Martin Odegaard for a few weeks due to an ankle problem, like I said earlier. I think that was yesterday. And not just Odegaard alone. As a matter of fact, they will also be missing another wonderful key player again. Who am I talking about? Declan Rice. Oh my God, my God, my God. How is it going to be for Arsenal? Well, it is not over until it's over. Well, after that game, we'll get to know how it's actually going to go. Who is serving a suspension right now because he was given a red card against Tottenham in the North London derby this weekend? Is not going to be there. However, in a charter, it was being said that Perez actually stated that Arsenal still have the players to beat. All right, let's see how that is going to go. Then let's quickly talk about Saka not being consistent, and Doku is bitter about that. It's still Perez that is talking about that. Saka has been a very crucial member of Mikel Arteta's squad as they fought City for Premier League title in 2 consecutive seasons. But then we don't know what's happening right now. I think another congratulations right now going to Harry Kane, who received a golden cap for 100 goals international matches, where the place he got that in thrilling and very wonderful goal. It was so thrilling, so fantastic. He said something. He said, well, I want to meet the feet of Cristiano Ronaldo. You know, Cristiano Ronaldo is just right there, up there. 900 goals. That is not my mind. That is not rice and beans, if you ask me. All right, let's quickly move and talk more about things happening from the world of sport. As iconic of course, presented him with the golden cap, marking the incredible milestone. Well, moving away from there, let's talk about a former Chelsea defender, talking about William Gallas, who has doubled down on his take of that. As a matter of fact, Enzo Maresca's Blues will definitely miss out on Champions League football this season. But then, Odi differ in opinion. He said, well, we are going to be there, whether anybody said, whoever is saying that. I didn't tell him who actually made this statement. I'm just unveiling it right now. That is Gallas who has said that Chelsea will miss out of Champions League. As a matter of fact, why did he say that? He said, according to what's happening right now, while previewing the Blues Premier League return, cited inconsistency as the main reason. He said there is some form of inconsistency in Chelsea. Looking at the torso, the civil war between owners of Chelsea and the kind of players that they have and everything playing out in Chelsea. He said he is of a doubt if Chelsea is going to make it in the Champions League, claiming a serious team can beat Wolves 6-2 and hang on for their life against Crystal Palace a week later. All right, as a matter of fact, Saturday EPL is going to be hitting your screen. That's going to be tomorrow. We already talked about that. But then I think all I have to say is that this weekend is going to be so entertaining. This weekend is so promising. A lot of people will actually be disappointed at the end of the day. But that is not the end. The game continues continues. Well, after a short break, the EPL, the La Liga, the Italian Serie A, the Bundesliga is returning back again, and that's so fantastic. We already gave you the fixtures, but then you can also do well as to stay with us again. Join us. You will join us again on Monday to know how everything actually went down, what happened from the world of sport. It's so nice that you've been with us on Talk Sport from the beginning until now. We'll come on your way again, same time, same station, and that's going to be next week, Monday, after the actions over the weekend. My name is Ramsey Enoch. Bye-bye for now, and have a beautiful weekend ahead of you.